Man, welcome to another episode of Real Shit Let's Talk podcast. Today, man, I got a special treat for y'all. Mr. Dallion is in the building. What's going on, brother?
How you doing, brother?
Hey, come estás? Shit, I'm doing good, boss, man. Just another day. Hey, it's the 31st, right? The end of 2024. Ready to get in 2025.
I feel like I've been doing it, I've been in that mode already for so long. Getting ready for things to happen within the next year. I just want it to actually happen.
I can see that.
It makes sense.
I can see that. Would you say over your 2024 year, though, like, what has been some of the most difficult hurdles that you've been through?
All of it has to do with just because I'm a developer.
Okay.
Just dealing with the stuff that come with the project, because I haven't done anything all year besides work on the projects. And then people involved in the projects, like my partner devs or, whoever I'm hiring to work, dealing with those personalities have caused the most problems because I don't step outside the house. You know what I mean? So all problems I had to do with me problem solving to get the products out.
Damn. Not that much though, right? It's enough to keep you busy, but not enough to overwhelm you.
It can be overwhelming because only when that's all you devote your time to.
Okay.
Right? Like, one problem can cripple the whole situation. If you got a 4-man team and one guy decides to be an asshole, right? And you had deadlines and stuff like that, that can fuck your whole day up. Everything you just clip, and then you just have to kind of refresh and go from there.
Facts. So you had to let some people go?
On multiple times.
You don't have no problem with it, no shame?
No. I don't even have the conversation. I just say you're done.
You fired. That's it.
Yeah. Because I'm very intentional with my words. So there is no need for warnings when you should know things from the jump. Right? And I lead with that. And that goes for everything.
Straightforward, personal, everything.
Yeah.
Straight one hit a quarter.
Yeah.
Listen, that we were talking about on the court. You don't lose on the court.
I mean, yeah. and in certain demographics, yeah.
Now, is basketball the only sport that you play? Or you do a
from a professional level, yeah. But, I played football. I've done track. I've tried baseball. But mainly it was basketball, football, track. Yeah.
So basketball is your number one passion.
Yeah.
But you don't do it no more, though.
No, on a professional level, no.
You just do it just to stay in shape and, something to do outside the house of work.
Pretty much.
So, but spending all your time in working, right? Do you ever get bored?
No.
Or, get to a point where you're, exhaustion?
Well, yeah, but it's like when I was playing basketball, that was work, technically, right? But I will play for 6 hours straight, work out for 4 of those. Right, and then you know what I'm saying, and exhaustion came from having fun at that point. At this point in my life, is like I just want to be known for making cool shit, and being, I call it, being the Genghis Khan of my industry. If I can just conquer all of this, right? So I actually have fun during the creative and development process because I know what I'm building a lot of people don't have or anyone has.
Right.
So for me, it's not work. I'm having fun.
Facts. So, breaking it down, you say you develop what per se? So I know.
I create software, proprietary software. I work with hedge funds. I work with people in the trading industry.
Okay.
I have 2 startups. One main one because I'm actually merging the first one into the second project. And I just create solutions for traders and hedge funds.
What made you get started at that, though?
COVID.
It's like you find something now, because you said basketball. And so COVID, everybody was, obsolete, sitting down, doing something. Now, when you did that, was it a hard choice? Or you saw the vision already ahead of time?
Well, no, I just kind of dove into it. I just saw, because during COVID, everyone was getting into trading. And I had just got shipped back home from DR because of COVID. Okay. So someone I was following just posted that they were a trader and they had a blue screen and $2,000. So, yeah, what is this? And then I fell into the rabbit hole. And then when I started trying to learn about it, I'm one of those that, as soon as I get interested in something, I won't sleep until I know everything about it.
Okay.
I have that type of fixation, right? Like, I'm one of those, I can legitimately learn anything in less than a week. You know what I'm saying? And
That's hard to do. That's hard to fucking do.
yeah, I will binge watch everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I just got into meme coin trading in crypto, right? Last Monday. I already built software since Monday that replicates what these guys are using to trade. In a week, I've done it. You know what I'm saying? So
God damn.
I've learned the whole process and everything. Like, I get obsessions. So because of that, I fell into the wormhole and learning how to trade. My first mentor was an algo guy. He used algos to trade. So my introduction to the trading world was through trading systems. When a lot of guys are manual traders, right? They read candlesticks and shit. So I actually came into the game reverse, and I dove into the deep end before learning how to swim. So I came out the gate just coding.
And then so like, is it kind of like Aristotle? What his methods are?
Yeah, Aristotle trades options. He trades options, so it's a little different. He's a manual trader. But I put it this way. One of my slogans is I can clone any trader. So I can clone Aristotle's strategy to happen automatically. That's my job.
And then people pay you to do that, and they're like, "Yo, how much you want?" And then whatever their price is, your price is your price, and you have it done within a week.
Yep.
And then your team, if somebody fucks up, they get fired, but the job and the business still keeps going forward because you don't lose.
Yeah, I don't.
Damn. So this 2025, what is your trajectory like for moving forward? Like new, like something new.
I mean, first, like doing more of these podcasts, getting my face out more. In the industry, I'm known as the Ghost. That's my nickname.
Ghost. Okay.
So I just exist in the background and I just develop things and people go do what they do with it. But I have a startup called Trade Devi.
Okay.
It's an AI hedge fund. So it does everything that I do automatically with AI agents. We're diving into the crypto world. We're diving into, it does future stocks, Forex, options, everything. So it can do analysis and all that other stuff. So I'm just pushing that, finishing out that project, getting into the hands of people that want to use it, building the community around it. And that's it.
Don't know what the fuck that was, but
Yeah.
something blew up.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. I got scared.
Something blew up. But other than that, man, like, so let me say this. So get on more podcasts and then your social media, do you go live and teach anything?
I mean, I have my like Discord community in which I go and trade live with my students and stuff. I'm just not active on social media that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, not since basketball.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of my audience are from my Mr. Moves days and, people that I personally know. And I'm not a extrovert. I don't get...
So you're an introvert.
I be chilling. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I have a very, very low social battery. You invite me to an event, by the time I walk in the door, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's just how I'm wired.
Right.
But... this year I'm trying to force myself out that shell.
Okay.
And, I'll let people know that I'm an actual real person.
And then, but put a basketball in your hands.
Put a basketball in my hands.
Then you
it's
come
automatic.
Alive. Okay.
Like, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's like a weird. I'm legitimately a different person.
Okay.
The minute that I'm playing basketball, I literally I blank out.
So, like, are you the shit talker, or you just the Mr. Make It Happen?
I am calm until you start talking shit. You ever watch anime like Vegeta and Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
Once you activate my pride, it's over for you.
See, you just dunking and doing everything else.
I don't dunk no more. My knees don't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? I can get to the rim, but I ain't trying to do all that anymore. But my whole thing is I be chilling, I be calm. I'll give you a calm bucket or two, get the team involved.
Right.
The minute you start talking to me, it's just like, I bet. Now I have to.
Now you have to.
Now I have to teach you this lesson because obviously your dad missed something. So I have to.
Your dad missed something. He heard him. His daddy missed something. Hey, I gotta come down this way. I just want to just hoop. I'm a simple hooper these days because they say these knees get old.
Yeah.
I just run up, break a couple sweats.
Mm-hmm.
I still get up there, try not to, but
Yeah.
it happens with the height, you know. But it is what it is. Get a couple buckets, and I'm good. Like I'm getting to that phase though, where like I'm more calm toward the situation.
Yeah.
It's like like I told you before, like say when that incident happened, and it was like I was calm. I wasn't like I was like, okay, now what's next? Now we got to do this, do this, do this. All right.
Yeah, my game my game style has changed from like I got the nickname Mr. Moves because like I'm able to take 1 or 2 dribbles and cover a lot of space. Right? I'm able to move. And so my handle is my thing. But as I, from sitting down for so long, like there was a good year and a half where I didn't play ball. I was at the desk. That's all I did for like a year and a half, 2 years. And getting back into it, my game style has changed to more Carmelo Anthony like jab set, pump, jab.
Right.
Then I can dribble from there, right? So like I used to just go straight forward towards you, do some shit, look at you while you go that way, and I'm going this way. Now I square up with you and just now I have that. They call it pro game because that's like how you really actually play, especially when you go overseas or obviously NBA. That's how you're supposed to play.
Right.
That's always been something coaches told me. It's like, yo, stop coming up and doing all this. I'm like, they can't stop it though. Like I come up and hit you with something, and you're going east and I'm going west. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's a wrap. It's over. Buckets.
So, but yeah, I think this just had naturally with age, especially as you start to physically feel it.
Fact. I definitely get it. But but by you getting out there more, do you think about like throwing your own events, like throwing an event type of a deal?
Yeah. Another goal of mine in the next, I'll say in the next like couple years, 5 years is, in Miami, there's something significantly missing.
Okay.
Is just having a regular sports complex.
Like, what is that? Like just a basketball court and a gym to work out in or something like that?
Yeah, like an athlete sport complex because, everything's very boutique style out here. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But everyone here that I found is like they're creative enough where they can take a warehouse or a storefront and turn it into something, right?
Right.
I lived in LA for a few years. I'm originally from New York. Mm-hmm. And, I worked at a Mamba Sports Academy, which is probably some of the videos you saw. Mm-hmm. That's a whole sports complex. You know what I'm saying? They have sandboxes. They have the football. And you get all the athletes in there, right? You get all of them traveling. So you have Kaseya Center in the Miami Heat, but they don't have an official gym.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense.
Right.
So,
all that money.
Yeah. And then, you'd be surprised, bro. It's like just because Wynwood and that part of Miami, right, is very touristy or even the people that do come and move here that are coming from other cities and states,
right?
There's still a lot of not only athletes but people that actually want to participate in not just being in a part of the boutique gym with 6 foot fucking ceilings. And, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they want to go somewhere where they can enjoy and get the full workout and still like. It's not just a basic place. It's some place like, hey, y'all been there? I got to go back.
Yeah.
I thought about something like that with, like, the how the basketball courts on top of those high buildings, something like that.
It has to be. Like, it has to be. Like, there's no reason why the closest indoor basketball court from Miami is a 30-minute drive in an LA Fitness. You know what I'm saying? And another 20-minute drive on top of that for somewhere here in Hollywood. That's in a garage somewhere, and it looks like a nice gym. He built it out nice, but concrete floors. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. So like I'd be wanting to pull up places,
right? And
I'm like, the last time I went, bro, I couldn't walk for 3 days.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you put in, you don't lose.
Yeah, that's the problem, bro. I don't really get off the court.
That's the thing. Let me ask you this: with the circle of friends that you had in 2024, are you walking into 2025 with some of those same friends?
I hear the way that I sound sometimes.
Okay.
And it's just like I don't have friends. The same friends that you like when you asked me that question, I've had the same friends for the past 15 years, 20 years, right?
Gotcha.
My brother in New York, I got a few friends in LA. If you're talking about Miami, I don't really got niggas out here. Everyone's, it's a work relationship, and I keep everything very close to the vest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then, I just pay attention to how people move, and it's just like I stay away from the bull that I've seen, especially in our industry, the trading industry. a lot of people don't get that close to me to be called a friend. So I'll say this: the people that have been here, yes, you know what I'm saying. I literally have no new friends.
No new friends. All right, so 2025, y'all, no new friends. Hey, I mean, I can see that though, because sometimes the people who you start with necessarily not the people that you end with.
Right.
I mean, I've learned that. Or when you level up, it's like, oh man, you doing this, you missed this, you missed that, and some people get envious. Some people become jealous. Some people even become
Success breeds entitlement.
yeah, and then they feel that like you're better than them,
Right.
or even if they did it, that you owe them something.
Right.
And one thing that I'm learning from 2024 for me is that I don't owe you a motherfucking thing, and I can't feel sorry that I leveled up and that you didn't,
Right.
or I failed at something and I can't sit and wallow in it, right? I can't, like, I used to do that, right? I used to be like, damn, this shit didn't work out. So I fall short and I'd be like, damn, I'm worried more about the failure than the lesson. So this time around, like from September, like August, September till now, like I had to like erase that from my mindset. Like I had to get that together because I knew that like in order for me to be more successful or to grow, it like I had to take those chances and saying, you know what, failure is a part of success and success is a part of failure to some degree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know it's a double entendre and it's asinine sometimes, but I started to understand it. And like I say, when I see you, like you just like you do what you do and then that's it. It's over. It's no real, like you said, conversation. It's like, hey, I'm here, I'm there. And you say you're from New York, but your descent is Dominican?
I'm Dominican, Jamaican. Yeah.
Dominican. Oh shit, you got the best of both worlds, man. You go eat good food in Jamaica, and then also good cooking in Dominican.
Or
Yeah, I gotta go there, man. That's one of the places that's on my 2025.
Yeah, that's like my favorite place in the world to go to. DR.
Now, when you go, are you still hooping in DR, or you just go there?
I
Just
have
to
the
visit?
option to. If I want to, I can just throw on a jersey and play. Because the last time I was there, I told them they don't need to pay me anymore. I was like, just let me play when I want to play. I won't cause rifts or whatever. Let me get, you know what I'm saying? Let me put on the show and get the fuck out. Because in DR, I'm not treated like a regular player. I'm treated as Mr. Moves. And so, like, I'm not treated like an overseas recruit. I'm treated as a brand.
Right.
So when you have a guy that can still give you 20, 30, but I'm throwing it through your legs and snatching it and putting on a show, it sells tickets.
Right.
So, like, I tell, like, I'm kind of like bone collector in DR.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
So that's, you know, I hold that title proudly. Bone collector is one of my mentors. But yeah, you know, in DR, I'm more like a brand. So when I started making money trading and doing all this other stuff, I told them, like, yo, if they look for me, like if they call me right now and they're like, yo, can you come out? They'll cover like the apartment, whatever. But if I choose today to just go to DR, I'll just call coaches and be like, yo, let me pull up for a game, whatever. And I'll just pull up like a celebrity guest.
Damn.
And just hoop.
Damn. Now, can you do that in more than one place other than DR?
Nah, just DR.
Just DR.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what I mean?
I played in other places, but DR is where like the brand solidified.
Right. Do you see
'Cause I'm
yourself
Dominican.
growing there though? Like or having a place there where you can just
Oh yeah, I'm moving to DR, 100%. 100%.
But-
That's already been decided. I'm just here to make money, and then I'm out. I'm gone, bro. I'm not staying in the States.
you don't think the US is good anymore?
It hasn't been in a long time.
Hey, I mean, true enough. But look who we got president though. Yeah.
I'll take the orange guy over the other one.
Okay. Why?
I don't talk politics.
And we don't talk politics. But
I make enough enemies alone with my opinions. I'm not.
okay.
I don't. I like it's. I mean, look, bro. It's really simple. For me, it has nothing to do besides business.
Okay.
If you know what the United States is, you'll
Right.
understand Trump is actually the better person for the job.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The United States is a file number somewhere in the state of Virginia. We are an corporation, right?
Right.
He's the best businessman in the world.
Okay.
Why the first time around, that's why things went really well. Hate him for what he says. Hate him for all that other stuff.
Right.
You talking business?
Right.
That's the guy.
Okay. Okay. I say get it. Like I say, I don't really get into politics myself, but like just your opinion alone,
Yeah.
it's like it brings a different camaraderie to it, right? In the sense of okay, yeah, that makes sense. Business wise, if you look at it from coming from your standpoint, your portfolio and everything, yeah, business. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Press the green button and just wait.
And then everything will fall in line.
Pretty much.
I got you. I can
Like
see
in
that.
the first couple weeks of January, just press the green button.
Yeah. It's gonna be different. It's
Yeah.
definitely gonna be different.
He's gonna say a bunch of things pro crypto, bro. There's gonna be so many people making money just off of him being cool.
Right.
He's People trade meme. He's a walking meme.
Facts.
He says one thing, it's a meme. Some kid somewhere just became a millionaire, right? His existence creates opportunities
Okay.
in financial markets.
I get you, but you have to understand it, and this is where you
Yeah.
come in with the development, and then give that like to hedge funds and different things of that nature, and then you end up just growing.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, of course, there's some other stuff that goes along the back end stuff, but at the end of the day, once you develop something, you've already covered your X, your Y, and your Z, and then bam. It's a straight shot.
Yeah.
I can see that though. I can see that. Like I say, I'm just going into 2025 for me, all risk.
Oh yeah.
And that's the way I look at it. And the only reason why I say all risk is just because what I learned this one, like in the beginning of 2024 here, like I was nervous, right? You know, I was like, yo, I want to do this. I can do that. And then I was like, I snapped on February 1st, 2024. But I really got it on the pop in February 2nd. I woke up, I did something, and I recorded my trailer. This is when I began my distribution. I did that. I recorded my trailer. I had to record at least like 15, 20 takes. But because I didn't know, I wanted to be perfect. And one thing about being perfect, there is no such thing as being perfect. There's things in doing it right. There's things in getting better at it or working at it so that you don't make the same mistakes you did before. And ever since then, bro, I took off, and then like I had that moment of doubt. I don't know if you ever have doubt, but like I had some doubt in mine, and I was like, I'm just gonna go fade away. I would become the ghost because it was like, yo, didn't you start something? So people,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, I did, but you know, just didn't, you know, I didn't want to be. And then I learned, I was like, I read something, and I started like reading the one thing. Started reading that, and then I started honing in on that one thing, and I was like, yo, if I put all my eggs in this one thing right now, I'm going to come out with a golden egg. And so far, like I said, ups and downs, leaps and valleys, made it through.
Yeah.
And now I'm here. And then I get to get you, and it's like, yo, you missed to make it happen as well, man.
I try my best. You know, like I'm nowhere near anything to celebrate in my head. Everyone tells me I should, and I'm just like, I don't take the time to enjoy the moment.
Okay, why not?
I was gonna make this point earlier when you were talking about like you wallow in failure.
Uh-huh.
My cure for that was to not give myself the chance and just keep going, right? So
Okay.
because of that, I'm not taking that moment to reflect on the failure, but I'm also not taking that moment to reflect on the wins. As soon as I win, I'm on to the next thing, and I just keep going, right? I'm the one CEO standing in the office while everyone is cheering. I'm Kobe on the stand talking about, is the job finished? That's how my brain is wired.
So it's humble, right?
I don't take it as humble. Like, look, I'm not humble. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Because the definition of humble doesn't apply to me.
Okay.
Being respectful, being calm, you know what I'm saying? Sure. Being humble, literally, by definition, is to dim your light to make someone else feel good. If you are intimidated by my presence, which happens a lot,
Right.
right? Because, you know, I come from a traditional background. I look you in the eye, shake your hand.
Right.
I do my push-ups. I eat my Wheaties. And a lot of niggas is not built like that no more,
Facts.
right? So just off that alone, some niggas, like, they already think I'm arrogant. They think I'm cocky. They think, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Before I even open my mouth, right? So at that point, it's just like, that's why there's so much separation, you know, for me and other people I don't deem that can Dude, that's why I have the same friends for the past 20 years.
Right.
Because these guys not only know me, but they have the same demeanor.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We're all killers. Like, we all walk into a room and there's aura.
Right.
You know,
and they already know y'all on top.
Yeah, and they all do. One of them works in the FBI. One
Right.
of them, you know what I'm saying, he works in, political side of things up in North. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're all different sectors of things, but everyone around me is their own shark. And I don't like being around weak people because you are the accumulation of the top 5 people you're standing around.
Facts. So you guys are pretty much the top 1%ers.
Yeah, and that includes your woman. You know what I'm saying? That includes everything. Who you spend the most time with things that you consume.
So when you choose a woman, she has to meet the hierarchy standards of like you, or what?
No, it's more so like I only respect people that can respect themselves. You have to put people in a position to respect you and what you do.
Right.
Right? Whether they like it or not, they can leave this situation saying, I respect it. Right? So even if you disagree with somebody, some people can disagree with some things I said about Trump. Right?
Right.
But I respect it. I disagree with you, but I respect it. That opens up later conversation about a different subject. You might, you know what I'm saying, versus leaving a situation where like I don't like this person.
Right.
Right? You cannot like certain things about me.
Right.
But you have to respect it. And that's something that I learned from one of my OGs growing up. You know what I mean? And you got to put people in that position. If you allow them that choice, it's open to interpretation of their own opinion of your opinion.
I can see that. So let me ask you this though: your caliber of woman is as long as she respects herself and takes care of herself and stands on business.
Pretty much. And whatever that is. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, whatever that is.
Okay.
Certain men make that choice to date the OnlyFans girls or porn stars. I'm friends with a few porn stars. Right. I know their boyfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He made that decision. Do I agree with that? No.
Right.
Do I respect him for it? Yes. Because he stands on it. He don't hide.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. That he made that decision and he lets people know I stand on this. You have no choice but to respect that.
That's 100. That's 100%. I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can disagree with you.
Right.
Me and you have different standpoints.
Right.
Shorty bad. I'm not dating her though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For obvious reasons. He's like, I walked into this situation. I know what it is. I can do what I do. And everything's good, my nigga. Like
That's it.
And I was like, the fuck else you gonna do after that? Like, I'm not changing your mind.
Right.
Right? So I think a lot of people get caught up in trying to change people's minds to get them on my side. Mm-hmm. And that causes a lot of not only disagreements, but people start to dislike each other.
Right.
Right? I don't dislike nobody. I can make the choice to be around you based on do you add value or not. It's very transactional in some ways.
Right.
But I think everyone should be like that.
I mean, it would cause less confusion.
Less confusion, less arguments, less problems.
Facts.
You know
Facts,
what I'm saying?
facts.
And, and again, you're only the best version of you based on the people you surround yourself with and the things that you consume, the things, you know what I mean? So if you're not intentional about that, you're not going to be intentional about anything else.
I can agree with that. I feel like, too, to add to that point, is that if you don't have those people, certain people like that around you, then you need to get a new circle that is like that.
Right.
And, like, for me right now, a phase I'm at is I am the fly on the wall. Mm-hmm. And I am here to, like, learn because I'm not the smartest person in the room. Mm-hmm. There's other people. There's people around me right now that are smarter than me. And they move better and they know things that I don't know. And I'm learning those things. And as I learn those things, man, it's like, wow. All I had to do was stop and, like, observe, right? Because, like, I've learned that if you ever wanted to hide information, either put it in a book or don't like, you know how you said OGs? Don't listen to the OGs. And I would say that was saying that, like, because I didn't listen to the OGs, they were telling you something a long time ago. It's like, yo, listen, when you cross that street and, X, Y, and Z, you can get hit. Exactly. He was like, no, I can walk across the street and you can get hit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or in business, like you said before, you build your team. You tell them what it is. what's the goal, and they know what it is. That person fucks up. Hey, you know how it is. It's like how grade school was, zero tolerance. Zero tolerance for fuck ups. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on the way to $250,000, and this right here sets us back. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I can take a fuck up. What I can't take is a fuck up based on you thinking different information that I know for a fact you would know. Hey, deadline's November 1st. Right. Every week, every day. Deadline's November 1st. I'm doing a fucking countdown. Right? Don't hit me up on October 30th talking about, I didn't know. I will clip you right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. You know what I mean? You know, in technology, there's bugs, there's glitches. I don't care about that. What I care about is solid information, right? The solid information is this is the deadline. This is what the project's about. Right. This is what the features that need to be laid out. I don't want to hear, I didn't know. Yes, you did. I don't care if it something breaks or what it's supposed to do that, right? We fix the breaks. But in terms of what's supposed to get done, it's laid out. I don't want to hear, I didn't know. There's no way you didn't know. Because the only way you didn't know is that you didn't go read the project management board. It's part of your job. So now you're just telling me you're not doing your job.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, you know, like everything I've learned come from my OGs. You know what I mean? Right. You know, growing up, one of my first mentors was Italian Mob, funny enough.
What?
Yeah, one of my boys' dads and his uncle were Italian Mob. So, like, I used to chill with them all the time. And, you know, growing up in, you know, Jersey and New York, you know, you just learn game. You just pick up.
Right.
He just, you know, sat down and taught us shit. And it was lit because, you know, you saw, like, I'm a very big fan of mob. I'm old school. I love mob movies. I love
Scarface.
Scarface is one of my favorite movies of all time. You know what I'm saying? I love all the mob movies, all the, you know, Godfathers, all the, you know, Scarface, anything that has to do with that type of lifestyle, I've always watched and learned from. And, you know, I guess that kind of raised me because my mentality's in that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I've always moved like that.
So then, what about your siblings? Are y'all close?
Yeah, we're close. So I met my siblings late in life. I didn't know they existed until I was like 21. So they've always known about me. I didn't know anything about them.
So it was just you by yourself out here, a lone wolf, black sheep type of mentality, doing your thing, became the Mamba mentality, and then they was like, damn, you're this person. And
I mean, and then they reached out, and then I went to go live with my dad after that, and I got to meet all of them. All of them are doing well. My little sister, she's in fashion school, design school. She's killing it. Her birthday was a couple of days ago.
Shout out, sister. Happy birthday.
And then, you know, the youngest brother still finding his way in life, but I know what direction he's going to lean towards. He just has to make that decision. He's like 18.
Right.
So he's just, you know, he's going to be okay. And then the second oldest, he's getting on track as well. And they're all doing good. So, and now they're starting to reach out to me for that. They're like, hey, credit, hey. So you got to, because I wasn't there most of their lives, they're not going to say it, but I don't have any type of entitlement to crack no whip on them as their oldest brother.
Right.
You have to have that has to come naturally. And the only way that is going to happen is if I lead through example, right?
Gotcha.
So like all my boys, or all my friends, people that I know, never reached out to me for anything until they saw, I actually getting my own shit together. Oh, yo, how do you get your credit right? Can you help me get business funding? How do you make an LLC? Yo, I see how you did this. When the fuck did you stop playing basketball? Can you teach me how to do it? You lead by example and people will follow. So, you know, especially if you're the oldest brother or sister, you know, I can't sit there and just yell at them and tell them to get their shit together.
Right.
They have to see the fuck up that I was and then see how I got my shit together. And then they'll follow suit naturally.
And so you being the oldest and setting an example, and then like you say, everybody just kind of like, it's kind of like chess, not checkers, right? You make strategic moves, but you don't it's almost as if you kind of don't show any emotions.
It's not that I don't show emotions, bro. I just have a really hard time with it. I've done a lot of things by myself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was raised by myself. You know what I'm saying? And I had my older cousins and stuff like that, but for the most part, I did everything dolo. I've taught myself everything by myself. I taught myself how to play ball by myself. The only time I ever had a coach was when I was actually the videos you saw on Mama Sports Academy. I was already 23 years old. So you're telling me from 12 years old to 23, I taught myself how to play basketball from YouTube and made it to the pros and went viral a few times. You know what I'm saying? So like everything that I've done and accomplished, I've taught myself how to do and executed. Not to say like people didn't help me.
Right.
But usually it takes like in a regular circuit, you grow up, you play ball, you go to middle school and high school, then the coach links you up with an AAU coach, whatever. Right. I was the kid that watched the YouTube videos, taught myself how to do it, and then I pulled up to the gym where the camps were at. And I snuck in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have coaches vouching for me. So I went to the court. They were running Pango's Top 100 camp. Snuck in, was warming up with the guys, and I was good enough where they didn't question whether I belonged there or not. They just handed me a fucking jersey. So I'm playing the game, and at the end of it, they asked what school I was from. I was like, I'm homeschooled. How'd you get here? I snuck in. Ended up top 50 in the state of California with no actual recruit. Could have got in trouble.
Facts.
Right? And I would have taken it. But that just created that hustle.
Facts. You took the risk.
Yeah. Just created the hustle. And, and that translated to everything else I do. So I never had no one to have me console when I fail or celebrate when I win. So I never got to enjoy that process. Not to say I didn't get to enjoy. I just never thought of it. I just kept going.
So then, okay, but you say you were homeschooled.
Yeah.
So is that all the way through high school? I mean, all the way up until high school? Or what
so
was that?
freshman year, I did half my sophomore year. Then I started homeschooling. And then junior year, I was all homeschooled. Moved back here back to Jersey and did my senior year. And that was the only year I played organized high school basketball, my high school year, my senior year.
So all the way from kindergarten all the way up, you was homeschooled?
No, just from freshman year to junior year.
Oh, okay. Now, do you feel like you missed out on anything, like prom and all that other stuff? Like,
no, I went to prom.
Okay.
I went to prom. I went to prom with my best friend at the time. And, I got to enjoy all that. I went to Montclair State for half a semester, and that's when I moved to California.
Okay, so the transition, so let me ask you this. Were any of your parents there, in the physical to, cheer you on or at your games and different things that gave you that, not necessarily, a good, cheering, but they're supportive?
No. Long story short, I don't have the best relationship with my biological mother.
Okay.
She was there and chose not to be there.
Okay.
Right? My stepdad, on the other hand, will be on tour and will make that effort to pull up. So during my basketball phase, my mother never went to any of my games. I think she went to one game. It was my senior, the last game of the season. That's the last game she went to. Only game she's ever went to. And she pulled up all glammed up. My mother's a narcissist.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, if the attention wasn't on her, she didn't want to be part of it. That was my mother's thing. But yeah, my older cousin, Danny and Alied, they were always there when they lived with us.
Right.
And those are the guys that also taught me. They were my father figures growing up. They were with us for about 3-4 years. And they were always with me at my games. But other than that, no. So
yeah, you didn't have the emotional standpoint coming back from it, right? You didn't have to. You didn't really have it. You just had. That's what I say. You dealt with things on your own. Whether you were sad, whether you was mad, whether you was hurt.
I used to get sad. Then I just started getting angry. Then I started getting. That's where the pride kicks in.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's when it's like, you don't believe in it, I'll show you. So now it went from being sad, being mad, to just like, all right, I'm going to just prove you wrong. I bet. Say less.
And that's it. That's been
it.
the way it's been ever since.
Ever since.
Now, when it comes down to that not having the best relationship, do you see yourself like somewhat down the line, maybe a few years, 5, 10, 15 years, trying to fix that relationship?
No.
Or is it dead to you?
No. No. I won't. I already foresee the next few months there's going to be some type of confrontation, only because, not going to dive into that side. There's going to be some type of confrontation in a few months, and, I believe that if you are a parent, right,
Okay.
it is not your child's job to make things right between you and them, unless they the one that fucked up, right?
Right.
And I did my due diligence to make sure amongst other family members and other people that, hey, am I the fuck up here? Did I disrespect? Did I do anything wrong? They're like, no.
Gotcha.
So for me, from not only a human perspective and from just being a fucking parent, it's up to you to solidify that relationship with the person that you gave birth to, right?
Facts. I get it.
And because I know my dad tried.
Right.
I know he did try.
Right.
Did he go full extent the way I would have wanted him to? No, but now I know why. Right? So it's one of those, like, he has his proof. 20 years of it sitting in a box. Gave it to me and said, you have questions, let me know. I recharged every Nokia and Sidekick and read it all. This is why he wasn't here. Okay. That story you told me was different. Would you like to fix it? And you're the one that needs to fix it.
I get it.
Right.
So do you, like, well, again, adding to that, will she be invited to your wedding?
I don't even know where she's at, dog. No one in the family knows where she's at.
Damn.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not just me. Anyone that spoke to me, she blocked.
Damn. So damn, that would put you in that would put you kind of in a dark place, just a little bit, not all the way, but like where it's like, whoa, why are you blocking everybody to get to me, talking to me?
No, because I already had that type of understanding early.
Okay.
Like before the actual breaking point happened.
Right.
I already understood who my mother was. You know what I'm saying? And listen, dog, like, that's my mother.
Right.
I'm always going, if something were to happen in the future and I had to take care of her, I'll do it.
Okay.
You want me to pay your rent, but I don't need that relationship anymore. I've fulfilled that part of my heart that felt like it needed you. I find it in self-fulfillment, right? Without being a narcissist. I'll talk shit, right? People confuse my arrogance for I have to do this in order to keep myself going. If I don't believe I'm the shit, my nigga, no one grew up telling me I was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of because I've had this conversation recently. From the last podcast, I said, I was like, anyone that really knows me, I'm arrogant to a point, right? Mm-hmm. That's me refueling my own tank. I'm talking shit with you. Yeah, I don't get off the court. I'm that nigga. I'm calm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't sit here and say it to your face and let you feel or make you feel like I'm better than you. That's not what I'm doing.
Right.
But, in a jokingly manner, if you ask me about ball, if I don't big myself up, no one's done it for me before, so I have to do it. If I don't believe in myself, I already know these niggas don't.
Right.
Right? So, you know what I mean? And that's where it comes from.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't come from a malicious or unself-aware standpoint.
Okay.
It's a very self-aware standpoint of, in the context of this conversation, I am that nigga.
Okay.
But I'll do everything to big you up when you want it as well. I'm there when you need it. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
I got it. Like I said, man, when you even broke down the humble thing, that just like got me like, damn, we can't be humble no more. We just got to be him or her.
You always have to be. You have to like. I spent a lot of time looking in the mirror, bro. Like, I spent a lot of time looking at that man in the mirror and coming up with my pros, my cons, reading the books, watching the videos. What the fuck is wrong with me? Right? I went through that phase of, am I loved? Am I unloved? Right? Mm-hmm. And it wasn't anything besides like, people are who they are, and the reflection of their actions should not reflect on you unless you really can sit with yourself and understand, like, this is my fault. Mm. And the things that are my fault, I took responsibility for, and it's made me a confrontational person. Not in the way that I'll just pull up and square with you, but right. I'll put, like, if you and me are boys, bro, right. and you're not answering your phone because you're mad at me, I'm the type to pull up.
Right.
Punch me, yell, figure it out, nigga, but we not about to act like children about it.
Facts.
Right? So it's always been like that with me. And I've carried that through everything. Hate it or love it.
I like that, man. Just like, it's one of those things where a disagreement should not interfere with the dynamics of the relationship, mm-hmm. because if we built a bond, right, and like say, you my dog, you my nigga, you my homie, mm-hmm. or fuck you my brother, mm-hmm. just from another mother. That's it. Right. You know what I'm saying? I definitely I think that's another thing though. Nowadays people want to be more confrontational, but in a bad way, right? Yeah. Where like people keep shooting each other. Right. People was like, yo, I'm on this set, you on that set. Right. But guess what? In the middle, your cousin and my auntie, they had a kid. Okay, that's how this is why you are where you are.
I just don't think there's any real relationships between people anymore.
Facts. But how do you bring that back? Or is it up to us to bring it back?
I think it's up to the people. It's a culture thing, right? It's right. Like, the reason why I keep everything close to the chest, the reason why you asked me earlier, am I bringing friends? I'm like, I have no new friends, right? Because I'm listening to myself as I'm talking on this podcast. I'm like, I sound pretty negative, but it's just like, there's a reason. A lot of people don't still hold the same values as they used to. Right. And because of all the things I just told you, I take my relationships with anybody very seriously. Facts. Right? I don't love bomb them or whatever, but if you sit here and you call me my friend, I will let you know that's serious to me, my nigga. Right. Because that means that I will ride. In every sense of the word, dog. I'm from both sides of the fence. Right. In every sense of the word, I'll ride for you. If you don't reciprocate that, don't use that friend word with me lightly. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm your dog, for real. Right. You're my dog. The loyalty has to stand.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like people lost that value because it just became such a, it's my best friend. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And a lot of men don't hold that value either.
Right. Because, I mean, it does sometimes come in the midst of their pride or arrogance, mm-hmm. where they don't know how to differentiate the two, right? Mm-hmm. It's like if I make a phone call right now and I say something, hey, bro, hold on 1 second, like, because mm-hmm. they'll be at work or something. Yo, what's up? Da-da-da-da. Like, I travel somewhere. I'm getting the phone call. Yo, bro, you ain't been answering your phone. What's up? Yeah. I know you was on the airport. Something. Yeah. Let mm-hmm. me know something. You know mm-hmm. what I'm saying? I like that, and I think that we need more of that. And so then I would say, like I have boys, mm-hmm. so I have to instill that into them, mm-hmm. right? And so I have a son that's half Dominican, half black. Mm. So now I'm learning that whole culture side, right? And it's a culture shock to me, but I like it though. Right. You know what I'm saying? And his brothers, just African Americans, you know what I'm saying? Which is cool. And they all get along now, mm-hmm. right? But they're young. They're one is only 13, right? Mm-hmm. But he knows his position as forced to being the big brother. He might not like it all. Mm-hmm. He might not understand it. But what I hope to keep instilling in him and keep showing him is that this is family. Mm. And it means something. No matter what happens, look after these two little ones because they're looking up to you and what you do. Right. And now, like, listen to you having both cultures. Like, so which one is Jamaican? Your dad or your mom?
My dad.
So your dad. Okay, so going into the Jamaican side, like that culture, was that a culture shock for you?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've still never been to Jamaica, right? My dad is one of 36.
Damn.
Yeah, and he's the youngest.
Damn.
Yeah. So,
One of 36?
one of 36, and he's the youngest. So there's a whole, there's a whole lineage of people that know who the fuck I am. I don't know them. I know 5 of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a culture shock. But I don't even, I don't think it's a culture thing because Dominicans are loving people.
Facts.
My mother's Dominican, totally opposite. Jamaicans are known to be on the crazy side.
Right.
My dad's the most loving person in the fucking world when it comes to his kids. Right? So
Dang, it's like it hit reverse, like how you said.
I got the Uno reverse card, and the thing, like, when my biological dad, I have 2 dads, right? It's Roger. He's my stepdad from my mom.
The DJ.
Yeah, and I was just in his wedding last year. I just went to his Christmas party. I still have a relationship with him, and he's married again, right? And then there's my biological dad, right. And with my biological dad, I learned what it was to have family honor, right, behind the last name. So growing up, I didn't want to be called priest because I didn't have a relationship with my father. My loyalty was my mother, right?
Facts.
So, my name spells out the Lion King.
Right.
Right? And my middle name is King. And I always claimed King. Or I was going to claim my grandfather's name on my mother's side, Castillo. And I was going to change my name. Straight up until the situation happened, had a conversation with my dad, and he was like, you're the old. There's actually, like, I met my younger siblings and all this other stuff. Had the same conversation with me. He was like, you are a priest. You are this, and your younger siblings look up to you. So it's more so holding the and putting the honor behind the name, because that's the one thing that you really can't change. Even if I were to change it legally, there's still 3 others that connect to me. Right. That if everyone wanted to find out my real name, you can't. Right? So it's like, you're not doing it for you. You're not doing it for anyone else. You're doing it for the lineage of what this name is, because if you live and die by respect, the respect happens by the name. That's why Italians call each other by the last names.
So you said that running back? You said die with...
If you live and die by respect.
Okay.
Right? Then you have to live by it.
Okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
Live like to be respected, not liked. So it's... you have to build the respect behind the last name, which is why you see all these mob movies, they refer to each other as their last name.
Facts. So that would be something that you don't have any kids right now.
No.
But, like, you hope to have some someday. But, like, is that, like, where you're going to instill in them as well coming into it?
Yeah.
Male or female?
Girl. Yeah, boy or girl, because it's like, I don't care what you do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what you do with your life. Just don't be an asshole. Just don't be an asshole, and make sure and further and foremost, respect your last name. You know what I'm saying? Because how many people do we see have a good lineage, and you have one guy that went to jail for being a pedo or rape, and now you fucked up your whole last name.
Facts.
Your whole lineage is fucked, because if someone walked in and said, "Hey, my name is Samantha Dahmer," what are you gonna do?
Hey, you might as well just say, "Hey."
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
like,
how you doing?
But you already have an initial
fact,
right? And then now that person has to work really hard to change your viewpoint of them if they really want to. Right. So if I'm out here acting like an asshole, right, and I have a son, just like my world has repercussions. Right. He now has my last name, so that's gonna come with his own repercussions.
Facts.
If I'm an asshole and I owe people money and they know me by my last name,
right,
when he grows up, he's gonna have those same problems.
Right, and so you just set the stage for what it is right now, and then that way, now the lineage can go on eons from now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I like that.
The name demands respect. I can die, but if I do what I'm supposed to do in this lifetime, and he pulls up somewhere and he just says his last name. That's what you live for.
You got to go to Jamaica, man.
Huh?
You got to go to Jamaica.
I do have to go to Jamaica.
But why? You've been to the Dominican Republic so many times. What kept you from going to Jamaica?
I was raised Dominican.
Facts.
Right. So, and then I played in Dominican Republic.
Okay.
So I obviously, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, it comes.
And then even when I was with my father, he was like, I don't go to Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
Like, he don't go. Like, he just
okay.
He'll go when they call him for tour or whatever the case may be. But he's like, I don't want to fucking go to Jamaica. Let's go to DR. He was like, I don't want to go to Jamaica. But
that's good. But you have both relationships, like you said, with your stepdad and your biological dad, and they understand the level of like love to give you.
Yeah.
And then but then you said again, like what I'm learning is that like somehow the relationship with your mom, it just deceased.
Yeah. I haven't seen her, talked to her, and that's the whole family in like damn near 10 years.
Damn. 10 years?
10 years. No one knows where she lives. I think there's only one person that may know where she's at.
But then if you get that phone call that she needed help, you'll be there.
Yeah, I mean, honor thy mother, thy father, bro. It's just like,
gotcha.
Everything in this, I run a very principle-based. There's no emotions involved.
Zero emotions.
It is how I operate is straight logic and principle.
Okay. Now, speaking of that logic, I feel that that's where men and women are different, right? Because women are nurturers, right? Mm-hmm. And so I had this conversation, and I was thinking, I was like, I do logic. I like logical things because I understand it better. Mm-hmm. If I think of it in a nurturer standpoint, it's like my little one, right? He's like 10 months. He is as stubborn as ever, but I know why. I'm stubborn, or I had that part of me where I was stubborn, or his mom has that part. Right. But coming from that Dominican like descent, I was like I had that. It was like, yo, I love him, but I'm not the, oh my God, like kissy and all that other shit.
Right.
I'm more like, hey, I'm gonna embrace you. Like I'm gonna give you a hug. And I'm going to tell you that you're doing good. I'm going to make sure that you know that I love you. And then my 9-year-old, he knows everything.
Right.
I was like, dang, I had that phase too. Mm-hmm. I used to know everything. Oh, I felt like I knew everything. And I see myself in him. And then I'm like, yo, I tell him, our thing is, who's the man? He says, I am. Like, tells himself that he's the man. I was like, what do I always tell you? It's like, to be better than average. Because average is not acceptable. And he's carried that where he's going to go in a room and at 9 years old and stand on his own. Right? And does he get scared? Yes. Okay. Right. Does he fall down and hurt himself? Yes. But he knows that like if he gets in trouble, he can call me at any moment. And I might be upset, but I've learned to not demonstrate that to him. Like, oh, you fucking up, I've learned that. And I've learned to say, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about the situation. After we talk about the situation, we break it down. And he already knows what he did wrong or where he shouldn't have been, whether it's disrespectful to his mom or this, that, and the third. And it's like, say, again, it's two different sets. But at the end of the day, his older brother, he's in that sense where he sees how I treat his younger brother. And that's my bonus son. My 13-year-old is my bonus son. And love him to death. I never knew how hard it was with a teenager until now. Mm-hmm. But I'm learning that, like, let's have a conversation. We're going to always talk and respect each other no matter what happens. And, like, even if his dad comes back or decides, hey, he became this superstar or famous or whatever, his dad came back, he's going to be cool. I'm like, yo, I'm going to respect it because that's your biological dad.
Right.
But I also know, too, that where I am, the relationship that we're building, and I've learned to allow him to build up to trust me and then instill that love where it's like, yo, if I'm on my deathbed, y'all come to my funeral. You know what I'm saying? Throw some roses on me. Respect me and I respect you. Respect that goes a long way. And that's where, like, I've learned, like, listening to your story, it's just like, wow. Being a father is fucking hard.
Yeah.
It's no glitz and glamour, but I have to say this though, like say your last name or your name in general holds weight.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, for mine. It's like my granddad and grandma, they had 12 kids, right? And I'm like, shit, bro, I can't even 3.
Yeah.
But the life is different, man. Life is different, but it's good though. I'm always learning new things, and then just hearing your story just like makes me make sure that I hone in and that I be there. Like I can't be there all the time because I have to work or whatever the case may be. But show up, make myself present, stay consistent with it, and also put it in the perspective to say, hey, just show up. Always show up.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happened in my relationships with both my dads, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I didn't know my biological dad personally for a lot of my life. But my stepdad, Roger, the reason I always respected Roger and have the utmost, because I've watched him do it twice. One of them was fucking last week, is even when I was a kid, he said that I'm your stepdad. Yes, I'm raising you. He was active. He was there, even though he was on tour. There, I got into my first my fight in school. He flew back from I think India or whatever the fuck he was at, and came and got me from school. You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy. But he always said that I am a stepdad. You can call me dad if you want.
Facts.
I respect your father, even with all the bad shit my mother was saying about my biological father. Right? Mm-hmm. Then, obviously, what happened. And because I spent so much time with my biological father and everything like that, they actually have a relationship. And nothing like they're best friends, that they're talking every day. But if I say, yo, my pop's in town, because my stepdad lives here in Miami, they'll link up and we'll talk. And, you know what I'm saying? And everything's straight. You know, everything's cool. They're working together in music. They'll do shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they're bros.
Yeah.
And he's never, I don't want to say stepped out of line, but he's always given that respect to a man he didn't know. Facts. So, like in your situation, I don't know what his biological father and that mother's situation is, but in just plain general context, I don't think it starts with you and your bonus son. It starts with you and the biological father's respect first. Mm-hmm. And then from there, the son sees the respect you're giving him, therefore he gives it to you.
Facts.
Right? Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what happened with me and him. And then I just watched him because he just married somebody else.
Right.
And she has a daughter. And her daughter's biological father pulled up to the Christmas party. Mm-hmm. They did not have a good relationship at all. But I watched Roger be the bigger person. And now they have a solid relationship where they can shake hands and be there for. You know what I'm saying? And they were talking all night. Like, they were talking all night as though they were friends.
Facts.
And I'm watching this. I'm just like, this man, okay, I get it. Like, I'm watching it from the perspective of an outsider because now I'm watching the little girl replace me.
Right.
And I'm just like, I get it now.
Right. And I get it. And I would say this. I'll always respect his dad,
right.
You know, and whatnot. But I don't have a lack of words for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I see you, I'm going to respect you just because as a man, right?
Right.
That's that. And that's as far as we're going to go.
But that's as far as it needs to go,
right.
For the most part. And I think because kids are going to reflect what you do.
Facts. And that's what my bonus son, he did. He jumped on TikTok and he started his clothing brand, right? So my clothing brand is Audi 360, right. Which means aiming up to improve, right? So, and he did his first live record himself with a mic and everything. He was like, yo, shout out to my stepfather, my bonus dad or whatever. And he did it. I was honored. I was like, oh, wow. That shit made me so happy. It was like, yo, right. Wherever you go, however you go, whenever you're listening to me somewhere and you're following me.
Right.
And so now I have to not only just lead by example, I have to make sure I keep guiding you and give you those little pointers. So again, when I do meet him, if we ever meet, you know what I'm saying? Cool. If we don't, cool. Right. I know my place value with him, right? And then with the rest of my kids, I know that my place value. So I've learned that, but just listening to your story, it just makes me hone in more, and to be to get myself into a better position to always be able to be present and be there most of all when it counts, right? Because sometimes you're not gonna make it to every recital or every football game and this, that, and the third, but state championship, whatever. Hey,
I think people need to understand it's like, I don't know what to say is culture, but I'm sure in every kid's, whatever they do, they want their parents there as much as they can.
Facts. 100%.
You don't have to be there every time. Kids aren't delusional to a point. They understand there's work, there's things, especially if you can prove it. Hey,
facts.
Right? Kids will pay attention to the extra mile you'll go to make them feel comfortable versus you trying to make up for the action you missed.
Facts.
If you came home and said, I had work, here's what happened, whatever, they may not understand what they're saying, but that initial thing of that reassurance.
Facts, reassurance.
Right? Instead of trying to give an excuse.
Facts.
I think that will work. I think about this a lot because I'm like, how I grew up, like, right. I wouldn't wish. I think I'm proud of the guy, the man that I turned out to be, but this could have gone a very different road. You know what I'm saying? Because I was doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing at a young age.
Facts.
I was just smart enough to not only get caught, but get myself out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know what I mean? And a lot of the homies died. A lot of, you know what I'm saying? I've been to a lot of funerals, dog. Right. And all because of where does it stem from? It wasn't because I had lack of guidance. It wasn't because I wasn't told not to do so. You know what I'm saying? It was because I was searching for something to fill this weird-ass void that I didn't understand I had. Right? And that's where you see a lot of, that's where a lot of kids get into gangs and they do all this other shit. The streets fill that void that they're not getting at the crib.
Right.
Sometimes they do have a loving mother, but they don't got the pops. So the OG becomes pops.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? In my case, I never considered my OGs pops or whatever because I had my cousins.
Right.
I always give them that first fatherly figure respect. But from my OGs, they just taught me how to operate in a world where my cousins didn't know I was operating in.
I like that.
Right? So that's where a lot of the mentality comes from. And in a household, I love Japanese culture a lot.
Okay.
Because it's respect first. It's always respect first. It starts at the door. Take off your shoes. Make sure everything's tidy. Like, they have a system. The minute you walk into the door, there is a system in place to make sure that you get 10 steps into the house. Your mother's walking out the kitchen. How you doing? Like, there's a system and hierarchy in place, and it has nothing to do with misogynism. Everyone just has a role.
Right.
Right? And you're not afraid of your father. You respect him so much and embeds fear into disappointment.
Facts.
Right? So I don't want my kids afraid of me, boy or girl. I don't got to beat you up. But you should be afraid of the disappointment that you'll cause based on this action because you know better than to disrespect the last name. You're not making me upset. You're fucking up the whole lineage.
I like that. You know
what I'm saying? So this is a perspective that I've had for a long time, and I just try to build on that and correct it. And if I'm wrong, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, this is what my life has bred.
I can dig it. I like it, man. But listen, man, it has been a pleasure. We out here.
We're talking for a while.
Yeah, man, we have done it, man. Listen, man. Yo, guys, listen. This episode right here, man, is two men right now from two different cultures and coming together, man, to give you a fire-ass episode. Listen, man, we done talked so much shit. We done talked about everything known to man. My bad. I'm always looking at the other camera. Oh, I got to look at that one. Yeah, man. But listen, guys, I appreciate y'all, man. Everybody, listen, tune in to this one. When this drop, listen, it's going to be another banger. Like I said, got anything you want to say to the people, man, where they can follow you, find you?
Yeah. There's a personal conversation today. But yeah, you guys can find me, Dallion King, Dallion King, across everything. Make sure it's a blue check mark. I have a lot of fake profiles. And if you're interested into learning what Trade Devi is, it's tradedevi.ai. And then there's also the link in my bio on my Instagram.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Real Shit Let's Talk podcast. We out.